A man who looks like a Greek god drives a Lamborghini through the streets of Monaco and calls himself Zeus. Sounds crazy? That is Ilan Tobianah, from Parisian lawyer to influencer millionaire with an estimated net worth of around 60 million euros on the lifestyle that's more like a movie than everyday life. Today we are going to explore exactly that question. How did he do it? What secrets lie behind the glamour? And what can you learn from it? Maybe without the Lamborghini but with style. So buckle up, let's get started. But before we really get going, please subscribe to my channel. Chapter 1. Origin and Education. Our modern-day luxury god Ilan Tobianah was born in Paris in 1971. And no, not in a penthouse suite but somewhere in the everyday life of the French capital. His roots? A colorful mix of French, American and Italian heritage. Basically the international menu of ambition. While other teenagers were busy with skateboards or Instagram followers, he studied law at the Sorbonne University in Paris and got up to speed on real estate law. In 1999, he entered the professional world, right where contracts and million-dollar properties meet. Not a children's toy deal, but serious real estate business. In short, from the multicultural suburbs of Paris to law books to his first briefcase, Tobianah inherited not only his origins, but also his tools of the trade. And that doesn't mean the Gucci belt, but rather the expertise with which he later sensibly registered his fancy cars. Chapter 3. Career Advancement and Business Areas. After obtaining his law degrees, Ilan Tobianah plunged into the real estate jungle in 1999. He became a lawyer specializing in constructing and real estate matters in Paris, but with an eye on what would later shine. Then came the bold move. He stopped stacking file folders and started not only accompanying real estate deals, but owning them. His law firm focused on luxury properties. He didn't gamble with allotments, but with high-end apartments for celebrities and investors. At the same time, he pursued his side career. Modeling jobs, brand collaborations, social media. The glittering surface that complements the foundation. He transformed his law desk and briefcase into a catwalk and Lamborghini steering wheel. And with that, the path was paved from legal eagle of lifestyle magnate. Chapter 3. The luxury lifestyle in detail. First, the cars. The man who called himself Zeus doesn't drive a family car. No, we are talking about a collection that makes any supercar show pale in comparison. For example, he owns a Lamborghini Aventador worth around 825,000 US dollar and a Delage D12 worth around 2.2 million. He also has a Lamborghini Ursus about 233,000 US dollars and other luxury models. In short, when he drives out of the underground garage, a wave of Olympus wafts through the ventilation system. Then there is the real estate. Not just any apartment in the second district with laminate flooring. No, several villas in cities such as Paris and Monaco with tennis courts, cinema rooms, gardens. Luxury in several floors. These properties are not just status symbol, they are strategic, value appreciation, investment, a stage for his brand image. And his style? Tailor-made suits and designer labels are the basic ingredients. But he mixes it up with a pinch of mythology. White tan, long weared like a statuette, sunglasses, posture. His outfit is not just worn, it is staged. The suit is not just clothing, it's armor. The car is not just a vehicle, it's a throne on wheels. Chapter 4. Social media and branding. Now listen up. Ilan Tobianah, the Zeus of Monaco, didn't just sneak into the social media arena, he growned it. He has over 2.3 million followers on Instagram and at least 1.5 million on TikTok, who like every one of his luxury posts. The trick? He doesn't just sell pictures of expensive cars and villas, he sells an image, his bird, his style, his name, all trademarks. Brands don't look for startups, brands look for choice. Collaborations with luxury labels, advertising revenue through influencer marketing, modern monetization. In short, social media is not a playground for him, it's a sales room. And while you are still scrolling, he is already earning money with his next post. Chapter 5. The Monaco factor and setting. Location makes all the difference. In Monaco, they don't call it a place of resistance, but a stage. No wonder someone like Ilan Tobianah moved here. Since 1869, Monaco has no income tax for non-French citizens, no wealth tax, and no capital gains tax. Ideal if you don't just want to live, but want to live in luxury. Real estate prices, on average, are 51,000 euro per square meters. Yes, you heard right. And our choice? He doesn't just live somewhere with a sea view. He sits right in the middle of the jet set's dazzling playground of money. The yachts, the casinos, the luxury cars, all part of the backdrop. Chapter 6. Criticism, doubts and reality behind the glamour. Even though Ilan Tobianah, alias Zeus of Monaco, looks as if he stole Mount Olympus in the drive-through mode, there are shadows beneath the luxury of the sun. Firstly, his estimated assets, often cited as around 15 million US dollars, are difficult to verify. Confidentiality among private individuals makes it difficult to obtain exact figures. Secondly, some internet users speculate whatever some of the cars and villas are simply rented for the camera to provide the daily glamour. Thirdly, the Zeus brand is heavily based on staging. In other words, there is a lot of show business behind the Lamborghini driving style, and show is not the same as substance. In short, the man drives luxury cars, yes, but we should not forget that luxury is also an image, not a guaranteed concept of life. And that brings us to the end. The Parisian law student with Mediterranean DNA not only became a luxury Zeus. The man, now known by the nickname Zeus, teaches us a few important lessons. First, expertise makes all the difference. His background in real estate law was not coincidence, but rather a foundation. Second, a brand is not just a logo. He deliberately staged the image of Zeus and turned it into the source of income via social media. Third, luxury is more about show than everyday life. Expensive cars, villas in Monaco, and designer suits are expression of wealth, but not guarantee of happiness. So, who is Zeus of Monaco really? No one knows for sure. Write me in the comments. Is he a marketing genius or just a rich guy who happens to be good looking? If you liked the video, leave a like. It helps the algorithms, helps me, and costs nothing. Subscribe to the channel for more stories about people who play completely different than everyone else.